Mic test, mic test.
Good afternoon. I agree. Thank you very much, Arlene, for the wonderful music. It's great to have all of you here. Welcome to the April 6th meeting of the Rotary Club of Marshalltown. If you will please rise, we'll have Pastor Delenga lead us in the prayer and the pledge.
Good afternoon. If you would please bow your heads. Almighty God, we gather together this day and we give you thanks for the many opportunities before us. And we pray you guide us by your Holy Spirit, that we would walk in wisdom, make the most of the day, the most of our opportunities to fellowship. And we pray most of all that somebody else will have a better day because we were nearby. This we pray in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. I think we have some guests here today. If you have a guest, you want to introduce them? Please come up to the front if you have a guest.
Hello, everybody. I brought my better half, Sarah Tupper, again this week. So welcome, Sarah.
Are there other guests here today or online? Nope. Okay, then I have a couple of guests introduced. They are Floyd and Kathy Hammer, and I've asked if they'd like to come up and just give you a brief summary of who they are and how they ended up visiting today.
I don't know what brief is at this club. I'm a member of the Des Moines Noon Club. Kathy is a member of
Babati Tanzania Club.
And we work in East Africa. We spoke to your club, I'm guessing 10 years ago. We package meals all over the country that are given to food banks, and we give quite a number to the Marshalltown Food Bank. And we work in East Africa. We're doing water projects right now. And when I spoke to Mary, I think long ago, maybe COVID time ago, I don't know when it was. If you're wanting to get involved in some international projects, we work with a club in Babati, one in Morogoro, and one in Arusha. So that's what we are, and Kathy talks to.
And we do water, food, medicine, and education. So we're building children's centers so that the children that are on the streets can have a place to come and eat and get a uniform so they can go to school. And water, everybody in the world deserves water that's clean and potable. And medical care and education. So let's do it.
Thanks, Mary.
We're glad to have them visiting us. They own property at Union, and so they're considering maybe transferring their membership. So they're checking us out today. But they certainly live the motto, service above self. And they're very interesting folks. I encourage you to speak to them if you get a chance. And we encourage you to come back anytime. So, and we wish you well with your important work. Jackie Wyant, I think you have a student Rotarian to introduce.
So today is a new month of new Rotarians, and most of the students are not in school today, but Abby is here to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Abby Weldon. I'm the daughter of Dave and Lori Weldon. During my time at high school, I've been in volleyball, cross country, track and field, National Honor Society, Silver Cord, and STEP, which is Students Teaching and Empowering Philanthropy. Julie over there is a big part of that. Outside of school, I was a youth ambassador to Paraguay, so I spent a month abroad in the heart of South America. And right now, I work full-time as a legislative page at the Iowa State Capitol. So I took the day off to come and talk to you guys. I'm really glad that I'm here. Thank you guys for having me. And for future plans, I'm attending the University of Iowa to double major in international relations and human rights.
Thank you, Abby. We're very glad to have you here, and obviously we'll all want to talk to you about your many experiences already. Okay, it's that time of the month when we get to celebrate Rotarians with birthdays, so Linda is up.
We have 6 birthdays in the month of April, and the first one is April 8th is Doug Joslin. The 12th is Jim Goodman. I think I saw him somewhere. The 14th is both Phyllis Mazur and Mark Robinson. And then the 20th is Chris Naughton, and the 27th is Donald Zahor.
Okay, and I get to do the honors with those having anniversaries of your membership in Rotary. And I think we have, if I've spoken to you already, please come up so we can recognize you. This time I know Deirdre and Tom are here, and I was thinking Jackie, oh, there's Jackie, come on up. This is always an amazing thing to me to find out how long folks have been involved in Rotary, and it's great to have people that are just beginning their journey and those who have been doing it for a while. So we have some other folks who are joining us by Zoom, but the first person we'd like to honor today is Deirdre Grundler, and this is her 2nd year of membership. There you go. Enjoy those chocolates. Okay, and Dan Larmore was going to try to join us by Zoom. This is his 5th year, and Kim is shaking her head that he's up there. Hi, Dan, congratulations, and thanks for being a member for 5 years. Sharissa Badkey was not able to join us, but this is her 8th anniversary. Same with Jody Anderson, 8 years, and he's actually moving to Des Moines, or moving to Marshalltown today. So I thought for that he could get excused. Jackie Goodman is celebrating your 10th anniversary of being a Rotarian. So congratulations, Jackie. Jerry Stevens was not able to be with us today, but this month is his 23rd year of being a member of Rotary. John Fink, are you able to join us on Zoom yet? He's there, Kim says. Hi, John. Thanks for joining us. I know it's busy at Lennox at this time of the month. 26 years, John. That's great. Thank you so much and congratulations. Tom McCoy, want to guess how many? 27. He got it right on the nose. Congratulations, Tom. Joel Greer was not able to be here, but 34 years of membership, and the same with Russ Watt. This is his 62nd anniversary as a member of Rotary. So congratulations to all of you folks, and thanks for inspiring us. Okay. Thank you. Okay, in the way of announcements, last week we had 47 people who attended the meeting. 25 were here in person, 22 were on Zoom. A reminder from Kim, be sure to sign in on the pink sheet on the table when you're here. And even if you're a guest, we'd like you to sign up also. And remember, we use that for two purposes. One, you sign that you were here. And second, you can sign in and make a reservation for next week's lunch as well on the same sheet. Carrie Barr is going to give us a little update on a project from the People of Action Committee.
Thank you. I sat at a table last week and no one had heard of the new committee that Mary asked us to form called People of Action. And that's not surprising because everyone already is a person of action. But we're having more action, and Andrina Helgerson suggested an activity for us, which we are excited to tell you about it. Andrina couldn't be here today. On Earth Day, there's a little flyer on your table and a sign-up sheet. So on Earth Day, we are accepting a challenge from the Cleaniac Committee. Friday, the 23rd of April at 5 o'clock, if you would like to come meet at Riverview Park, we will pick up trash from 5 to 7. And then at 7, take a picture and load up a truck. And then we are heading to socialize at Wayward Social. So that'll be at 7. And I heard there might be a surprise for you at Wayward Social. So you'll have to stay tuned for next week and maybe we'll reveal that. So your information is on your table and please sign up. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. I hope we'll have a great turnout for that. It should be fun and good for our community as well. Linda, I think you had an announcement.
Well, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, so you're probably already seeing the blue kids around town, and that's just to bring awareness and to celebrate children in the month of April. And CAPS is going to be partnering with the Marshalltown Chamber for their Ladies' Night Out and to help spread awareness. So the next 3 Thursdays, there's different retailers that are going to be open from 4 to 8, and CAPS will be there also just spreading awareness. And we're also going to have a raffle so you can buy tickets and win some awesome prizes and items that have been donated by the retailers. And also Marty Mitchell has donated money to help us out, and so did Gary Shout. So on this Thursday, so come on out to Maurice's, Oliver and Bean, and Shoe Sensation, and Hy-Vee is going to be in the Meadow Lane Mall with their wine and spirits. So come on out and check us out. And then the 15th will be uptown, and then on the 22nd, we will be out on 13th Street. So come and see us.
Thank you, Linda. And if you've attended the last couple of meetings, you know that we're involved in doing some fundraising for some club-sponsored activities. The first one is Josh the Otter, which is a water safety awareness program. We currently have $1,000 and $1,070 raised out of the $3,000 sum that we need. So that means don't forget to get your checkbooks out or write a little note to Kim, or she can put it on your bill if you would like to make a pledge. So think about Josh the Otter. It's a very worthwhile program. If you have questions, you can sure ask Kim, or you know that the Dragers have been highly involved in that as well. And the second one is the 13th Street mural. Our goal is to raise $2,500. We have $2,050, so we still need $500 to get us over the top on that. Be thinking about this worthwhile project as well. So be sure and talk to Kim if you want to have her include that on your next bill. And thank you in advance for supporting these important projects. I just thought that was your way of announcing Todd doing the news. Is Todd ready for news?
I am. Can you hear
Todd?
me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Great. I have a guest too I want to introduce. I'm home today because we don't have a school. So my daughter Michaela is here with us, and she picked out today's joke. So we'll get to that coming up in a moment. And I also have bad news for other dads. Michaela was nice enough to make me a card today, and it says, I love you, Dad, from Michaela. and it says, "I love you because you're the best dad ever." So I'm sorry, other dads, but best dad ever here. So sorry, you lose, I guess. Should we read the news? Okay. So new technology will be installed to upgrade Marshalltown Community School District's boardroom, allowing for remote participation at meetings and more. The Marshalltown Community School Board voted unanimously last night to approve a $38,517 purchase of new audio and visual equipment to be installed in the boardroom as soon as possible. The school board also voted unanimously to approve the budget for the 2021-2022 school year. As a reminder, the South Center Street Viaduct was closed yesterday, will be also closed today and tomorrow from 8 to 5 as Stanley Consultants evaluates the bridge. The firm from Muscatine will identify needed fixes and assemble a list of priorities for the city's consideration. The evaluation is expected to be reported to the City Council by June. And speaking of construction, if you're heading west to Ames, the Iowa Department of Transportation is beginning bridge repair work on I-35 at Highway 30 interchange. The work is expected to begin tonight and continue through most of November, and that's going to mean some detours if you're heading that way. 2 Central Iowa burgers are in the running for the best burger in the state in the Iowa Beef Industry Council and Iowa Cattlemen's Association annual competition. Murph's Creamery and Grill in Toledo and Moo's BBQ Barbecue in Newton have been announced as 2 of the 10 finalists. Nearly 7,000 votes were cast for the best burger. Between now and this fall, 3 anonymous judges will visit each finalist to determine the ultimate best burger in the state. Iowa State University's athletic director is staying in Ames for the next 5 years and will not be taking a pay raise. In a news release, University President Wendy Winterstein announced the extended contract for Jamie Pollard, and he will continue as the athletic director at least until 2026. Pollard's tenure is the 4th longest serving AD in the Football Bowl subdivision. The National Association of Collegiate Directors and Athletics also honored him as the 2019 Athletics Director of the Year. All right, you ready for the joke? It was her joke idea, so let's see. You want me to do the knock knock part? Okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Who?
Why are you crying? There we go.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have Michaela too. Might as well bring her up in the Rotary family here early. Very good. Okay, I think in light of the time, we're going to move ahead to the program, and Dr. Schutte is going to introduce them, I believe.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce 2 of my teammates here in the Marshalltown Community School District. You may have seen most recently the news article on Marshalltown having achieved 90% graduation rate for the previous school year, which is quite an accomplishment. It's been many decades since we've hit the 90% or above mark, and most of you recognize with the challenges that many of our students and families face regularly that reaching 90% when Iowa happens to have the highest graduation rate again in the country at between 91 and 92 is quite an accomplishment, and the 2 people that I'm about to introduce are certainly instrumental and have been instrumental in us achieving that mark. Mr. Eric Gosling has been with the school district for the past 22 years, the first 10 of which were as an assistant principal at Marshalltown High School, and the most recent 12 have been as the lead administrator at Marshalltown Learning Academy. Marshalltown Learning Academy is our alternative high school program. And I will say, based on my 36 years of experience, it's the first alternative high school that I've been exposed to that provides a significantly unique experience for our students. I think oftentimes alternative high schools have a negative connotation attached to them, in many cases unfairly, because alternative high schools simply are attempting to meet the learning needs of students who don't learn well in a traditional school setting. And Eric's program at Marshalltown Learning Academy is quite unique in that the learning experience is a blended learning experience where the curriculum, for the most part, is delivered through online curriculum, but with significant teacher facilitation on site, which oftentimes lends itself to project-based and hands-on learning, supplementing that online learning experience. Eric's program has a significant amount of success as it relates to students graduating who typically wouldn't graduate in a traditional setting. And his background and knowledge in online learning and technology has been instrumental in both our return to learn planning and virtual learning during this COVID year, as well as the development of the Marshalltown Virtual Academy. And Dr. Lisa Stevenson is our Director of Learning, and she came to the district when I came 5 years ago. I've known Lisa for many years because she was a lead elementary principal when we were together in Beddendorf. Within 3 short years after I transferred her to our most challenged building in terms of demographics and achievement gaps, within 3 very quick years, she was able to significantly reduce, if not eliminate, the achievement gaps. And I had told Lisa when I was honored to be hired back in my hometown of Marshalltown that if she thought she could do for an entire district at scale what she had done for her building, that she should throw her name in the hat. And we were fortunate to have her unanimously chosen as the Director of Learning. And we've made a number of significant changes in working with our principals and teams and teacher leaders to create the environment for which most of our students, and hopefully eventually all of them, will flourish in the future. Lisa has significant passion and interest in technology and online learning as well. And so both Lisa and Eric have been instrumental in our development of and seeking and gaining accreditation for Marshalltown to be one of the few districts, I think 20 or more in the state, that will be offering a virtual learning academy experience post-COVID starting next year. So with that, I will turn it over to Eric and Lisa.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Schutte. I guess I'm first up today. Can you guys hear me? Am I good to go? Okay, thank you. All right, I am sharing my screen. So we have a new standalone program, Marshalltown Virtual Academy, which is PK through 12 education, launching in 2021, 2022. So you may ask, what is virtual learning, as virtual is in the name? And what virtual implies is that it's distance learning that's conducted online and not face-to-face necessarily. It could be synchronous instruction, sort of like a live web conferencing thing like we're doing right now, or it could be on-demand and self-paced asynchronous instruction. So there's online teaching and tutoring. So it's essentially an environment where the vast majority of what happens here will happen in an online environment, and it won't happen necessarily face-to-face. Marshalltown decided to launch a virtual academy for a number of reasons. One of the key reasons was that there was student and family demand for this type of learning. I think this probably existed pre-pandemic, but I think it became a much bigger factor in our thinking during the pandemic. This type of learning allows for acceleration opportunities for students. Students aren't locked into the semester schedule for starting and completing a particular course. A semester in this kind of format really defines an amount of learning in a particular core class. At the secondary level, it doesn't define a period of time at the secondary level. We know from a variety of studies that there have been an increase in pandemic-related cases of anxiety and depression across the population. Some of these students find it more difficult to attend in person related to some of these conditions, and this allows us to continue to provide a high-quality educational experience to those folks while they are working through those issues. More and more families, we find, have non-traditional family schedules. Parents may work days, parents may work nights, parents may work second shift, and the ability to support their child during the day may be present. So this allows for that to occur as well. There's certainly been an explosion over the last number of years in the amount of virtual learning available to all of us in an online environment. A lot of our, for instance, some of our required trainings for our work, like bloodborne pathogens and those other sorts of trainings that we do, are now kind of in an on-demand online learning environment. And so this continues to just grow as the technology evolves. The technology that's involved in the courses, and I'm going to give you a snapshot of one of our secondary courses in a bit, continues to evolve and improve. We're probably still at an early point on the innovation curve when it comes to online learning, but the tools are getting better over time, and I think they will continue to evolve and improve as new technologies improve. So from a technology standpoint, the time is right to go ahead and take the plunge and launch a virtual academy. So features of MVA, and I'm speaking more to the secondary part. Dr. Stevenson will refer in detail to the K-6 programming. Flexible and self-paced, depending on the grade level on the courses. There's personalized learning. At the secondary level, we have more than 200 electives available for students to explore, and we can personalize those to their career pathway. A virtual academy allows for potential earlier access to college coursework if you meet proficiency standards and you wish to accelerate through high school coursework because you're highly motivated, it's easier for you, you're very committed to doing this. You could potentially access some of the programming at Marshalltown Community College at an earlier time. And we are seeing an increase in the number of students who are trying to earn that AA degree either in high school or shortly after high school. So providing that is attractive for some families. Students in grades 7 through 12 have the opportunity to be either part-time or full-time virtual students. So if you have a scheduling conflict because you have a work-based learning experience or you're highly involved in certain school activities and you want to take a course, but it's only offered perhaps late in the day at the high school and you're missing some time, you could take most of your schedule in person at the high school and elect to be a virtual student on a part-time basis to pick up that other class. All of our virtual students, grades 7 through 12, all of our sports, music opportunities, speech, clubs, homecoming prom, all those other activities are still available to students in MVA.
Hi, everyone. As Dr. Trudy said, I'm Lisa Stevenson. I'm the Director of Instruction and been working collaboratively with Eric to offer to Marshalltown families the opportunity to either continue in virtual learning because they chose it this year and it really worked, or to jump on board because they recognize some of the flexibility and benefits of personalized learning. So on this slide, if you go back one more slide, Eric, what I wanted to share that kind of on the elementary side, because Eric has more of a secondary background. So for our preschool through 6th grade students, what does this mean for them? Flexible and self-paced means that their work is loaded for them by a highly qualified teacher. So it's a second grade teacher, it's a fifth grade teacher. These are teachers who understand our curriculum and they understand the learning development cycles of students at that age level. So every Monday morning, the work for the week is uploaded and the lessons are uploaded that students can access in Google Classroom. So as Eric said, if you are a high achiever or you have a family event going on that week, you might encourage your second grader to get all of their work done on Monday and Tuesday, for example, or vice versa. Maybe you're not going to tackle it to the weekend. So that's appealing to quite a few of our families. Just to kind of give you a point of reference, right now we have 796 families, I'm sorry, not families, students learning virtually in grades PK-12 here. So 796 out of our almost 5,000 students. So that's a pretty significant number. So our thinking was that not all of them, but many of them will hang on for next year. And so we wanted to be able to continue to offer this. So we started planning back in November and got formal approval from the Department of Ed in January. And as Dr. Schutte said, we are one of only 16 school districts in the entire state of Iowa that are offering a virtual academy to their students. And I'm proud to say that we're the only district, to my knowledge, that's offering it preschool through 12th grade. And we are able to offer dual language for those who are interested in the Spanish and English too. So we're hoping that some of those features will entice some of our families that maybe have opened and rolled out in the past to want to come back to Marshalltown, and or people from around the community. We've had families from Des Moines, families from Eastern Iowa who have checked out our program online and like what they see and have enrolled with us for next year. So that's pretty exciting news. Personalized learning and acceleration. The other thing about that too is for some of our families, they're not quite ready to let their kids go to preschool at age 4 or kindergarten at age 5, and that's okay. It's I believe that this program offers families in that situation choice. And without a virtual academy, there really isn't a choice. You either send them all day or you don't. And so knowing that our parents and families are their children's first teachers, they know when their children are ready and they're able to do these activities at home under the guidance and with the support of a highly qualified teacher. And to clarify too, in pre-K 6, we do not have the part-time option. You're either a full-time virtual student or a full-time in-person student. And I'm sure as you can think back to your elementary days, there's a lot of reasons behind that. It's really hard for a child to come in and out of a classroom of peers at the age of 8. But we are also aware that kids at that age need to have some social interaction with others. And I'm going to share here my screen, Eric, to give you an example. Hopefully you're seeing this remote continuous learning website. I'm just so grateful and blessed. I have an amazing team of people that I work with here in Marshalltown that have been on it since we started talking about return to learn when the pandemic hit last April. And so this website is an example of a welcome to families. We have everything in English and Spanish. And then if you are, for example, a second grade virtual learner, this is kind of your landing spot where you would go to get your curriculum and lessons for the week. We have very detailed daily schedules. So if it's a little bit different than the middle school and high school kids that Eric was referring to, but for the little kids, we ask that they get their district issued Google Chromebook out every morning at 8:30, and they log on, they join school, they join classroom, they have a teacher and kids in their classroom. They have a morning meeting, they launch their day, they have a math lesson, they have a literacy lesson, and then they have some time off. Unless, for example, you are an English language learner, you need reading support, you might have an IEP, an individualized plan because you're in special education. You might be in talented and gifted, and you might need some accelerated support. So if you're in any of those special groups, you also have a 45-minute daily time where you get the support you need and that you're entitled to in those areas. And then in the afternoon, after you've had a chance to go onto your Google Chromebook and get into your classroom and do your math homework and reading homework, we have science in there and social studies. Then the teachers have like office hours, which is open time where kids can log on and ask questions. Parents can get on and talk to the teacher. And then these things, especially the morning activities, are also recorded and posted for parents to view later. So in case their schedule didn't work that day, the kids don't miss out on the entire lesson. And then I'm also really excited too, because I think that, you know, part of a comprehensive public school district is that we give kids all kinds of experiences that help them decide what, you know, what do they want to do in their college and career readiness path once they get to high school. And so if you're an elementary student, you also have music lessons, art lessons. The teacher librarians are putting computer science and STEM activities up there for the kids. So they're getting that same well-rounded experience in the virtual world that they're getting, that their peers are getting that have chosen in person. All right, back to you, Eric.
Hey, thank you. So as Dr. Stevenson mentioned, virtual, our students are virtual, but that doesn't mean they're unsupported. At all grade levels, there's frequent teacher check-ins, on-demand help, small group sessions as illustrated in the schedule just shared. You have access to other district supports too. So if your student might benefit from school-based mental health services, we would still make those available to families and those things. Also, our English language learners, our talented and gifted XLP students, special ed, at-risk students, would access other supports that the district would offer as well. So I talked about the 712 course management system and mentioned the number of electives. We have all required plus elective and career and technical education courses. I'm going to play just a short clip and show some of the features of this course. Hopefully we're seeing the course screen. So this is a course screen from a Spanish course. And I'll just highlight some features here. So this is a lesson about physical characteristics and a tutorial. So if you want to hear the appropriate pronunciation of the Spanish word, and I probably better share my sound. Here we go.
Camisa, pantalones, camiseta, falda, guantes.
The student is able to hear those words, and there's a picture of the item here. But there's other appropriate things as well. As if you're going through this lesson, if you want to review something, you can highlight something particular in here. Highlight a word that's important to you. If you lack maybe some English language ability, you can have the program will read the narration here for you. If you need to speak, you can actually speak your Spanish and record it in the system, and a teacher will review that, and that feature is available right here. There's also a glossary available online and lots of other kinds of tools like that. So video transcripts, video support, and slide narration are all features that you have here.
Eric,
relates to, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I think we're done around 1 o'clock. And so I do want to honor people's time and see if maybe anyone has any questions that we could answer now or gather and answer for the group later.
Yeah, certainly. Wow, that went really fast.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
I'm not sure how you handle questions. from your side.
Are there questions from the group here present at the country club? Do you have a question you'd like to ask? Tom? Tom is asking, what is the staff number? How many teachers?
That's a great question. As of right now, for the 796 that we're serving, we have almost 50 teachers that are either doing this full-time or part of their day, and then the other part they're teaching the in-person kids. We have asked that group to see how many are interested in coming back next year. And then just as of, I think, Thursday, we reached out to the rest of the district to see. I do not anticipate that we'll need that many staff. I do believe this will be a need for around 10% of our population. And so we'll probably have, one second grade teacher, one third grade teacher. It gets a little more complicated in middle school and high school because of the highly certified things that happen in science and social studies. But we also, I believe, will need at least one full-time math, science, social studies, et cetera. And then of course, someone to take care of all of our special needs around special education and ELO. So when it's all said and done, PK-12 MBA, I'm guessing we'll have a staff of around 20 or so teachers. But it's on enrollment.
Okay, are there other questions? Jim?
That's a little lengthy question. I'm Jim Goodman. I'm a 1968 graduate of Marshalltown High School. I'm a pre-wokeism graduate, and therein lies my question. I'd like to know your impression of to what extent the curriculum in Marshalltown is affected by the elements of wokeism.
Define wokeism?
Oh, I'd like them to define wokeism.
Are you saying workism, like W-O-R-K, or wokeism?
No.
O-K-E?
W-O-K-I-S-M.
That's a really good question. I would say in my definition of wokeism, or people that are woke, is people that have a solid understanding of how power and privilege play out in curriculum, and so in instruction systems and organizations. And I would say that in Marshalltown, we're probably right in the middle. I think we have up-to-date, wonderful technology advanced resources that our board has graciously approved through instructional supports to purchase over the last 5 years that I've been here. So there isn't a whole lot of teachers or others bringing their own spin or values, resources, reference materials, et cetera, into the curriculum. But I do think that our curriculum is representative of the students that we serve and encompasses the majority of the beliefs and values I would assume that they and their families have. But again, that's a really hard thing to measure. I'm not sure there's a metric out there for that.
So how would this be in our curriculum? I mean, is it just up to each teacher what aspect of this to inject into it, or is there a program for this?
No, I would not say that there's a program specifically, and teachers are given, curriculum maps and lesson plans and resources that they follow every day. But of course they, they're humans. They tell stories and they make connections to their own personal experiences in life, and hopefully are bringing that out of their students too. So I'd say that we have a healthy mix of that goes on in our classrooms. I can think of maybe 1 or 2 instances in 5 years where I've had concerns about one way or the other about our curriculum or teachers maybe stepping too far one way or the other in terms of their approach to teaching in the classroom with students.
I mean, I'll inject this into it, and I'm not trying to make people uncomfortable. I hope I'm not. want a lot of people to have to sit around here and look down at their shoes the whole time. But I'm told in some instances that math and science and some of these disciplines are viewed as a racist element in them. And for that reason, they're being dumbed down or diluted. So I'm interested, I know we have the STEM program here, which is exactly contrary to that in my perception. So I'm interested to know if you perceive any of that in our curriculum.
I can jump in, and I'll tell you, Jim, that I've been pleasantly surprised at the high degree of rigor that our curriculum presents and provides pre-K-12. And it's my belief, having served in 4 distinctly different Iowa districts, that Marshalltown's probably done the least amount of lowering of standards to accommodate everybody's needs of any district that I've previously worked in, which also resonated probably in a higher degree of failures and dropouts. And so our mission, since Lisa and I have come here, have been to try to figure out, along with our other team members, what are the supports that we need to provide all of our students who have significantly different needs, and how can we differentiate the instructional process within the classroom in order to accommodate those needs to help provide equity across the board for our students. I can tell you from firsthand knowledge of being charged with judging or evaluating scholarship requests from across the Marshall County area, that the opportunities and the curriculum and the rigor that we provide all of our students sets us way apart from any of the surrounding districts. And that's not to say that our kids are any better than kids that attend any of the other schools. It's to say that because of the rigor and the opportunities that we're able to provide in our district, it's night and day. And so it's frustrating to me to, be in a situation where we have 400 to 500 resident students whose parents choose to send them elsewhere for a myriad of reasons, none of which are directly related to the high quality education that their kids will or can receive. Because I'm telling you that no one can come close in our region to what we provide our students. And it's validated every time I judge these scholarships. Our top students can go up against the top students anywhere in this country with the rigor they're provided in science and math and language and social studies, and the fact that we put no cap on how many concurrent enrollment credits our kids can acquire while in high school at Marshalltown Community College. It's amazing. And now the fact that so many of our students are going to have access to tuition-free junior college courses through Marshalltown Community College, courtesy of JBS, as well as the Marshalltown Educational Partnership. I mean, it's amazing, quite honestly.
Well, I say that I want to appreciate the sincere and probing questions and conversation that we've had today. And I want to thank our speakers for sharing this exciting new venture that they're going to be offer. And we are proud of the Marshalltown schools. And we thank you for the work you do every day, sometimes very quietly behind the scenes. So we want that to be said here today as well. So next week, our program will be presented about the partnership between the Marshalltown Police Department and YSS. The speakers will be Darcy Anderson and David Hicks. It will be another great program. Hope you'll join us. Please rise and repeat the four-way test with me. Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? We are now adjourned.